Hi there, YouTube. How's it going?
And thanks for joining me, because today we are going to be turning this, a Joytoy ultramarine in Phobos armor, into this, a Joytoy Dark Angels Space Marine in Phobos armor, because Dark Angels are cooler than ultramarines. And if you collect the Joytoy Dark Angels, you know that we have way too few Dark Angels actually wearing their green armor. They are the green chapter of Space Marines, after all, like the big one, the first founding, or not even the first founding, but they were an original Legion. Why are all of our Dark Angels action figures, besides maybe 7 of them, wearing bone white? So fine, I'll do it myself.
And while I'm doing it myself, I'm going to show you how to do it with me in a low effort, low skill needed to complete hobby video. Thanks for joining me. Let's get to it.
All right, let's get into it. First things first, as you can see here on the table, I have this Phobos Space Marine pretty well disassembled. You can disassemble it a bit more if that's something you want to do, but I really don't find it too necessary. As you can see, most of the joints on this you can pretty easily bend as you're painting to get around things. It's not going to be a big deal. Pop the pauldrons off, got my paint ready to go, some Air Caliban green, and the reason I'm using Air is because this is a low effort tutorial video. So we are going to use Air, which minimizes the amount that I'm going to even have to use my wet palette. I've got a couple of pieces started just to show you. This is the right pauldron. Started painting the green on there just around the decal to preserve that decal. So anyways, let's check this guy out, do a little brainstorming, and get into it. A couple of times during this video you will see me use these little tiny grabbers, and that's just so I can hold the piece that I'm painting a little bit better without actually touching the paint. So here we go. Gonna give that a little shake. I like to keep my paint pots inside of that little 3D printed paint pot holder, especially if I'm just dipping right out of the pot. It is way too damn easy to knock those things over. And then I would be giving this ultramarine a Caliban green bath, which is not what I'm going for. I'm going for a couple of thin coats all over the figure. One thing to keep in mind as you're doing this, 2 thin coats should get you good, but anytime you're going over decals, you're gonna need 3 to 4 thin coats, and that's all right. I also like to alternate the direction that I am painting in. So if I do one brush layer going horizontal, I'll do the next brush layer going vertical, and I find that that really does give me the smoothest coats I feel as I'm going through this process. All right, the legs are all done and looking great. Snap those pieces back together real quick here. And now it's time for the chest plate. Give my Caliban green another good shake and get everything all ready to lay down a couple of layers. This one has a whole lot more going on than the legs or the pauldrons that I've painted, so I'm gonna have to be real careful to snake that brush underneath the grenades and the chest plate, because I don't want to rub the paint where it doesn't belong. You'll also see that a couple of times here I accidentally get some paint too much where it doesn't belong. That's okay, I just use my brush to guide the paint to where it does belong. And the end result looks great. And I love seeing a project come together, which this guy really is starting to. All that's left really to do is the backpack and the arms. All right, now this is looking pretty good, and for many people, this is going to be enough. Super low effort, super low level of entry-level skill needed to complete. It's just a layer of Caliban green, but champions always do one more. And so we're gonna push things just a tiny bit further with some edge highlighting. Now I know to the beginning and even some novice painters, edge highlighting is a swear. It takes so long and it's so easy to mess up. But remember, we're not working on a miniature here. We are working on a 1/18 scale action figure. So the whole process is really a whole heck of a lot more forgiving than you're probably thinking that it is. So let's hop in, do a little edge highlighting, and then we will call our low effort Joytoy repaint done. All right, now for color, I'm going to use some of this Pro Acryl Yellow Green, which is a pretty bright green, and I'm going to tone it down a little bit with some of that Caliban Air that we've already been using throughout the figure. You could also just use a simple gray, a simple bone off white, and that'll work great too. But I do want to stick with some green here. I've got my medium layer brush from Citadel. Their brushes are fine, I guess, a little expensive, and I'm just gonna go in here and start swooping with the edge of that brush, not the tip, but the edge, to get some nice highlights going. And there. Now we're all done. I know that that was a time lapse, but really, I did two different methods. I used that straight little brush to glide across the edges, and I also did some dry brushing just so you could see the varied results of how you could do some quick edge highlighting. And look at that. That truly does make the figure pop quite a bit. It looks like a little extra effort went into it. And as you saw, that didn't take too long to repaint and make at all. So thank you for joining along. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them or make a separate video if needs be. I say this is done, but really there are a couple more steps I'm going to do. I'm probably going to print off a decal to stick on that shoulder because freehanding the Dark Angels logo sucks, in my opinion. Then I'm also going to spray the whole figure down with a nice varnish layer to protect the paints. But before I do that, I am going to let everything fully cure. Not just let the paints dry, but let the paints fully cure on the figure before I put that protective coating on. Anyways, this has been a Nerdy Narwhal hobby time. I appreciate you sticking along for the ride. Once again, I love getting interactions going, engaging, and just learning new things about the hobby because I'm still fairly new to it. I'm coming up on my 1 year Warhammer-versary here pretty soon in terms of how long I've been painting minis, and I love talking to people. I learned so much. I just got invited, I guess, into a new group. And just from a week or so of being in that group, I've learned some awesome techniques that have really helped me grow as a hobbyist. And so interacting with people is sort of how I do that. Not that I'm trying to be a vampire, but anyways, that's that. Without further ado, stay happy, stay healthy. Oh shit. And keep on collecting. Nerdy Narwhal signing out.